This is part 2 of my door unlocking Raspberry Pi project. Raspberry Pi doesn't come with a server pre-installed, so I'm installing Nginx to make my Raspberry Pi run as a server. In Raspberry Pi's website, there's a really good documentation on how to install Nginx. In your shell, what you're going to do is you're going to do sudo apt update, and afterwards you're going to do sudo apt install Nginx, and then press enter. And when it's done, you have to write this command, which is sudo /etc/init.d/nginx start, which will start your server. Okay, after that's done, it should be up and running. So what you do is you write your local IP address of your Raspberry Pi, and it should open the default Nginx page. But in my case, I already put a bit of my code in it, so it won't show the original Nginx page. You will see something like this on the success chart of your server. Okay, so now we have to install PHP, which is a backend language for the server. So in order to do that, you have to do a few simple commands. Sudo apt install php -fpm, and then that will install PHP, but now you have to tell Nginx that PHP is ready and you could actually run PHP on your Nginx. So what you do is you go to the default page of the PHP, which is sudo. Nano is used to Nano is used to edit files. So what we're doing is we're gonna edit the default file for Nginx, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna add PHP to it. So in the default file, you see a few lines of code like this, but they have a hashtag in the beginning. All you have to do is remove the hashtag, and it will uncomment that line of code. Okay, so now we have to reload our Nginx, and what we do is now we test the PHP file. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna line these few lines of code, which is gonna go to the HTML file. I mean in my HTML directory, not file. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna create an index.php file, and in that file we're gonna copy this code and put it there. And afterwards, all you have to do is go to your Raspberry Pi's IP address, and it should show the line of code. Now we'll go to the page for our home modem settings. So after logging in, we'll do two things in our modem. In my case, I have Bell Hub, so I'll go to my settings and I'll do two things over here. So first, I'm gonna go to my DMZ. Okay. So once you're here, you'll see a list of all your IP address. devices. So once you're gonna do is you're gonna click on that and make sure it's in the active devices. So once after that, you're gonna go to your advanced DMZ. Click that. So what this is gonna do is it's gonna make your device, your Raspberry Pi, outside the firewall. Make sure it's a Raspberry Pi though. And after that, you could access your website with your modem. So what that means is if you go to this IP address, which is the modem's IP address, you could access the website. But before I do that, I have to go and open some ports. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to port forwarding, and once I'm on there, what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a new rule, and it's going to be my Raspberry Pi port. So what I'm going to do is for both, I'm going to add 80 on 80 port and 80 port, okay? And I'm just going to add that as a port. I'll save it, and now I'm done. I should be able to access my server through that IP address. Okay, so now if I copy the IP address and I open it in a new browser, as you will see right now, and if I press enter, you'll see right now it's not working. The reason is you have to be outside the Wi-Fi network, because my modem does not support loopback, which is like going back into your own Wi-Fi network. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna open a hotspot from my phone, which is gonna be from an outside Wi-Fi network. So if I connect to it. Okay, so now I'm connected. Now if I re-enter it right here, it's gonna work, because now I'm technically outside my Wi-Fi network. Okay, so if I connect back to my home Wi-Fi network, it's not gonna work. Yeah, sorry, I didn't even connect. Okay, now I'm connected to my home Wi-Fi network. So now if I press enter, it's not gonna work. See, it didn't work. Okay, so after that, we have to install wiringPi, which will control the pins of your Raspberry Pi so you can move the motor up and down. So for that, we have a very simple command which is quick and easy, and it should work really easy. After that, you have to run this command, and it will tell you if it is installed, and it will tell you the version. Okay, now we're gonna write 2 C commands, one for opening the door and one for closing. You could find the sample codes in ajib.com, and you could tweak the pins to your needs. Both of the files look the same. Okay, next is our PHP file, and we're going to be using Ajax to call 2 PHP files. So now the PHP file will in return call the C program that we created earlier. We'll do this both for opening the door and closing the door. So if everything went okay, you should be able to use turn your stepper motor through your website. I'll upload the code on Github, and I'll put the links in the description if anybody wants to see that. Thank you guys for watching so much. Please make sure to leave a like and subscribe.